Is this likely to become, well, very straight? Do you think my wife's going to find out about what's going on?
We don't know at the moment.
Start from how it all started?
Start from how it all started, yeah.
Okay. I went online and got the phone number of a prostitute working in Luton. But she told me that she was in a mobile home, in a camper van. I went in, I gave her £30, she gave me oral sex. Didn't think any more of it. This morning, I left the house and noticed something on the windscreen of the car. An envelope that was wrapped in cling film. I sort of unwrapped it and could see photographs of me walking to my car. The letter was demanding £1,000. If I didn't pay them, they would let my neighbours and my family know what I was doing.
That girl in the picture, is that her? Yeah? Definitely, yeah.
This is your opportunity to talk to me.
They have lifted prints. Are they going to be yours?
Every minute that's taken away is evidence you're losing.
Have you seen this blackmail letter? You have made an error in judgment, a massive error in judgment. The next step is for you to decide. On Thursday, the 16th of March, between 12:05 hours and 12:12 hours, you used the services of a prostitute in Sedgwick Road, Luton. We're sure that you will agree that the photographs, along with the copies of the website, provide quite damning proof of your actions that day. Do you really want the people closest to you to know about this?
A man has come to Luton Police Station, claiming he's being blackmailed after visiting a sex worker.
You made a bad decision and put your perversions above your family. You will, and that's highlighted, will pay £1,000 today.
Blackmails are quite rare, and incidents where somebody's been blackmailed for having visited a prostitute are not something I've come across.
All we've got is a typed letter which was left on his vehicle.
Sergeant Will Taylor from Bedfordshire CID takes charge of the case.
It doesn't appear so. It literally just says the money will be placed on the floor to the left of a log and a lay-by on Barton Hill Road, and signs the letter Light Justice. There is no contact details of that person, there's no telephone number, no email address. The only telephone numbers on there and email addresses on there are for the prostitute that he accessed over the internet.
When you've got a demand letter, you're not only analysing the information contained within it, but you're also looking at the way that it's presented. Is it handwritten? Is it typed? Has it been hand-delivered? Has it been emailed across? These are all different ways of identifying what type of person has sent it.
No, I have no idea. I'd imagine from my initial reading of it that it might be linked to the prostitute herself.
All blackmail victims have something they're ashamed of or something they're trying to hide or keep from their family.
OK. Tell me about Kiri.
She's short, just a shortish Yorkshire girl. Very busty, but it's all silicone.
Hair?
Yeah, she had hair, but I can't cover it.
No.
No, do you know what? This wasn't a big relationship.
No.
So I didn't really pay a huge amount of attention. What I thought was quite strange was it looked like she was filming me walking towards the camper van.
You see in her price list, mate, it's quite clear what she offers. I don't need lube, love it raw, hard, deep and fast. And you just think, all right, so he's more than likely married, he's more than likely got kids. For $50 or whatever he's paid, you just think, really? 7 minutes worth of...
But it's not against the law to pay for sex, is it?
No.
But obviously it's against the law to blackmail someone.
What she decides to do with her body is her choice.
But if she's part of a bigger scam...
There's no doubt to me that she is intrinsically linked to it.
The police do not ever pay blackmail money. If we paid out money for blackmail demands, then people would think that they'd get away with it and they could get more money out of us.
We need to get you out of the police station. We don't know if you've been followed.
But if the victim was willing, they would provide their own money, and we would then assist in planting that money at the location in an attempt to detain the suspect.
Scott, can you come here, please?
Okay, basically what's going to happen is somebody's going to bring us £1,000 in cash. So what I need you to do is I need you to take that money back to this guy who is the victim.
The police package up the money provided by the victim. The plan is for him to drive to the drop-off point before the deadline.
Go, go, go. Bit time sensitive.
This is something like a film.
You have until 1 p.m. today to deliver this money, not 999 or 1001, exactly £1,000. We'll travel north out of Luton on the A6. At the roundabout with Church Road, Streatley, turn right onto Barton Hill Road. Stopping the lay-by on the left of the road. There is a large log and a grey triangular farm gate. Once the money has been delivered, turn around, walk away and move on with your life.
Specialist surveillance officers deploy at the drop-off point. A second team keeps remote watch from a covert facility nearby.
331 out behind as well.
The deadline expires without the money being collected.
Oh, right, OK. All right, thanks very much, mate.
The Major Crime Unit are brought in to lead the operation from police headquarters.
Can I have a look at the letter again?
I've got the money on the ground. I've got it covered. I'm thinking of leaving it out there till after dark before I pull it, because I'm conscious that we've got an awful lot invested now in this. So the Major Crime Unit take on the more serious crimes: homicide, attempt murder, rape, kidnap. All the juicy material is what we tend to do. They were quite specific. They wanted it in a plastic box and in a used carrier bag. For a blackmail offence, it's often the escalation within the crime that can be why the Major Crime Unit get involved. A demand can start out as £1,000. Next week it could be £5,000, £10,000. So they're going to be a threat to their family. A wrong decision could totally and utterly affect someone's life. I've had a read through the letter and I can't see anything in there that gives us, unless any of you guys can see anything in the actual letter itself that gives us a line of inquiry. We're limited around what we can do. It's mainly around the prostitute. Did we get the index of the camper van?
Detective Sergeant Graham McMillan has located Kiri and her business partner Ian to a pub car park in Rotherham.
Hi, you right? It's Ian, yeah?
Yeah.
Hiya. Graham McMillan, the Extra Major Crime Unit, you all right? How you doing? All right, thanks for seeing us. This is relating to quite a serious offence which happened when you were in Luton on Thursday the 16th of March. Got a few questions if you can clarify a few points. Yeah, let me get the door, yeah.
Bedfordshire Police are working on a blackmail case involving a sex worker.
OK, what I'd like to do is go back to the day that you were in Luton, so it was 16th of March this year. And do you remember getting many texts or calls about where you were? Or why you were, isn't it?
We did get a lot of texts. We get a lot of calls anywhere we go.
Yeah.
That day we did get a lot.
So all the text messages from that day in Luton, what would you have done with them?
Well, we might have kept them up to a date, but
yeah.
Because the phone only holds 1,000 texts, I usually have to delete them every other day.
Okay.
Otherwise the phone won't work.
Yeah. And in relation to the clients that you had that day, anything stick out in your mind?
No, there was nothing out of the ordinary at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's hard to remember one person to another.
Yeah.
Really hard. We don't ask names.
No.
They're just another person.
What are you actually doing then in the van and where?
What I normally do is, obviously there is a partition between the front and the rear of the van, so I'm isolated from anything that happens in the rear.
Yeah.
I'm usually quite busy on the phone.
Yeah. As I explained earlier, but we're investigating an offence. One of your clients was blackmailed on that day.
Right, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, do you know anything about that at all? Have you come across anything like this at all?
Never. No, I've been doing this for 3 years and I've never come across anything like this before.
Anybody else in the industry who you know?
I don't tend to talk to anybody.
Okay.
I keep myself to myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I pay my taxes. I've got an accountant.
Yeah.
I do everything above board.
To the company's house?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a limited company.
Yeah.
So everything is clean.
Yes. Yeah.
I never want to get into trouble for anything.
Did you see anybody at all in the vicinity taking photographs?
No.
No. I have pretty good vision from being sat in front of the wagon, and I didn't see anyone suspicious at all.
Yeah.
There isn't.
Yeah. Hi Jerry, it's Macca. Yes mate, yeah. With Kiri and Ian now, we've gone through the events on the day, and I'm very, very happy with their account. Ian's given us his phone that we can download.
Right.
But I'm confident that they know nothing of this whatsoever, and they've just been used as a means for the victim to be blackmailed.
So it could be that somebody else has made contact with her, got the details of where she's going to be parked, and then used that to photograph this guy.
Yes, mate, yeah.
All right, cheers, pal.
Cheers.
When we have a live blackmail case and you have no idea who the offender is, the most important thing is victim safety.
Sorry about this.
Every decision you make could have a major impact on that victim.
4 hours after the blackmailer's deadline, the police are no closer to identifying their suspect.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Hi there, I'm Will Taylor. So I know you've had a really long day and it's been really intense, and yeah, I can imagine. There is lots that is going on in the background and lots that we're trying to manage so we can identify the perpetrators of this and hopefully bring them to justice. Have you informed your partner at all? No. No, I understand. As a point of contact, it will just be me. If you're happiest for us to call you on your mobile telephone, I can do so. I can pretend to be a call salesman. I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to introduce myself as Will, calling from Orange, or whoever your mobile telephone provider is from. The passphrase will be, I'm calling about your upgrade. You happy with that? Otherwise, and this may sound silly considering everything you've just gone through, but if I could ask that you then don't engage in this kind of activity again, because it may place you at risk again. And if I'm perfectly honest, I do not think you're the only person that this has happened to. Yes, exactly. The way it's been presented, the way the package has been delivered is all very, for want of a better word, professional. If you feel that there is anybody approaching your address that you think may be linked to this, or anything is... 999. Yeah.
I'm curious to know whether the money was picked up.
Yeah. I know what the plan is in relation to the recovery of that money, so once that money, if it is recovered, I can make contact with you to tell you that.
Oh, this time it's still medium.
Officers at the covert surveillance facility continue to monitor the drop-off point.
3-3 went out behind as well.
No suspicious activity has been recorded.
We can't leave the money out there forever. At some point, I've got to say whether we've missed the boat or not. From the bad guy's point of view, the bit I don't know is how they've found out where he lives. Is there any way we could do any checks, like to see if anyone's checked with Companies House or anyone like that, or financial checks on him, or any sort of, to find out if any other people are doing the sort of checks we do? Everybody every day is leaving a digital footprint that can be traced. Every day you go on the internet, every time you use your mobile phone, a record of that is kept. Those digital footprints can be really useful when you're trying to identify suspects in a case.
Intelligence officers investigate whether anyone has made recent online research requests relating to the victim's personal details.
In trying to identify your suspect, I'd like to say that nothing would ever surprise me. 9 times out of 10, you'll know what's going to happen, where the case is going to go. However, once in a blue moon, you are totally shocked at what you find.
81, yeah. 690, yeah.
Message from Jerry, no one to go home. Yeah, I will keep you updated, alright? Okay.
Yeah, are you okay?
This doesn't leave the room. I've pulled you all in, away from everyone else. I don't want this to be shared with anyone.
Hi. You've reached the answer phone of Detective Chief Inspector Jerry Waite of the Bedfordshire.
Hi, you've reached the voicemail.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So what's happened?
Don't know. I have no idea. I've had no communication about what's happened. If the money's been picked up, I don't know. I haven't been fed any information.
It's all dark. Tell Sandra.
DCI Waite sends detectives to the covert surveillance facility to speak to one of the officers monitoring the drop-off point.
There you go. Yeah.
Gareth.
How are you doing? I'm right. Gareth, you probably know I'm not, but I'm DS Mark One from the Major Crime Team.
I'm recognising.
Okay, these are my colleagues, mate. We're investigating this blackmail today, okay?
Yeah.
And we're here to arrest you on suspicion of blackmail.
Cool.
Okay? Now, you don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence. Do not mention, when questioned, that's on what you later on in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence. Let me tell you something, pal. This has been recorded. Yeah. That's the camera there, okay? Now, obviously you're shocked, right? But we don't come and do this sort of thing for nothing, do we?
Of course
okay?
not.
So what we're going to do now, okay, we are going to take you through here and we're going to take you to a police station in Bedfordshire. So what we're going to do is take you to Thorpe Wood in Peterborough. Now we are going to be dealing with you over the next day, okay? Alright?
What grounds?
Well, that will all be explained. You know, no disrespect to it, Dad, but you're a police officer, you know how things are. Okay? Yeah? Okay. So, what's that one?
Yeah.
Alright, that's fine, that one across there. Alright,
Sorry.
is that too tight?
No, that's fine.
Just cover them with that in case they ain't going to see you. Yeah? Alright, okay? So we've got a journey for me, go sit in the car out there.
I'll walk behind you.
Yeah, cheers.
Okay. Just watch yourself on the steps. Okay?
Yeah.
Detectives have discovered that DC Gareth Suffling used a police computer to access the victim's personal details before the blackmail was reported.
Mind your head getting in there. I'll go on your side.
I recognise the face now. I've seen you before.
Yeah,
You're at Luton, weren't you?
Yeah, until
Yeah,
October.
Hello, sir. It's Will Taylor. Not bad. I'm very sorry to bother you. I just wanted to see if there was an update at all. Ah. No problem. Thank you, sir. Bye. They've made an arrest. They won't say, because there's complexities and they're keeping it.
When you're investigating a police officer, you have to keep that investigation quite tight and within your investigation team. You don't know if there are others involved. There could be other officers involved. There could be other people outside of the police service involved. You've always got to ask yourself, could they be part of this? The picture can change very, very quickly.
Once something looked in, like my wife.
I'll be honest with you, she will be aware about what's going on, because we'll be looking at searching your house as well. Gav, you know what the procedures are in here anyway, obviously, and they don't need me to explain it to you. Alright? We understand it's going to be upsetting, mate, alright? Okay? Alright? Don't think we're getting any pleasure out of this at all, alright? Okay.
A Bedfordshire police officer is in custody on suspicion of blackmail. The Major Crime Unit need to find evidence linking him to the crime.
For those of you that don't know me, I'm Jerry White, I'm a DCI with the MCU. Just so as you know a little bit about what you're going into, the house you're searching is a police officer's house. You're going to see things like there's a helmet on top of a cabinet. You're going to suss it in 5 minutes and you're going to work out his whole bill. What we're searching for with the cameras, it's SD cards, he's printed off some pictures that he's then used to send to the individual. I do appreciate it's not nice when we've got to do a search on one of our own. But at the end of the day, we've got to do our job. If you're working on a case that involves a police officer as your main suspect, you can't forget that they know the criminal justice system as well. And if you get something wrong, they will jump on that. So there is an extreme amount of pressure to make sure you get it right. The key piece of work today is CCTV. There is only 2 ways into that estate. There's two roads that go into that trading estate. So CCTV grab is urgent.
Look, that blue line, this is where I think she was here, and his matey boys parked up here somewhere. Hi, mate. We're just from the police. We're just after about your CCTV. Is there anyone I can speak to? In the front office, yeah? Front office. All right, cheers, mate. Thank you. Is that something that's outside the gate?
Like front of someone's car there, yeah.
Yeah, up and down. Yeah.
Have you heard about this job?
No, I've been off for the last 3 days, so I don't know much about it.
Officers from the Major Crime Unit visit Luton CID to collect documentation on their suspect.
Bedford officer, blackmail somebody, and then put it in court. Yeah, it gets worse. So we get a team on it,
Yeah.
a surveillance team, and he's in the surveillance team. So he gets put on his own job.
Does he work at Bedford?
Gareth Suffling. Not because he was working on a paedophile job that he got accommodation for.
Yeah, it was Tom was DS and a fucking brilliant job as well. What a fucking... Cheers, mate. See you later, Dennis. See ya.
I've only just emailed that to Vicky and she sent me back, I have some questions in relation to this. No, just sign it. Very well, I've reviewed your form and just I'll highlight the date of the reporting. That should read February rather than March.
So do you know about that job?
The live thing, the interview job.
Do you know about it?
No, I know of it.
Not good, mate.
What, from our point of view?
Yeah. Do you know who the offender is?
Eh?
Do you know who the offender is?
No.
Gareth Suffling.
What? Oh.
Where's my coffee?
Gareth is caring, compassionate, dedicated, professional, and just an all-round good egg. What? Everybody likes him. A very good team player.
Fucking hell. He's a lovely lad. You could have picked anybody, last on the list, man.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, he's looking at 4 years. Abusive position of trust, gross misconduct in a public office, data protection offences, and then blackmail.
Who's first?
Is he married, is he?
What a fucking idiot.
For what? For £1,000?
For £1,000?
When you learn that someone that you've worked with for many months, someone who you've admired because they've done a good job, that actually they're in custody.
You said it's not linked.
I couldn't believe it. It just didn't seem real.
Hello, Jerry White.
Hi, Chris. Barry, all right?
Hello.
Yeah, just so you know, in one of the bedroom, master bedroom,
Yeah.
we've got developed pictures of the prostitute's motorhome and also a black Range Rover. So the photographs that he's put on Maplewood's car windscreen's got in count as well.
So he's got pictures in his bedroom of our victim.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Barry. Barry.
Fucking it, Gary.
Tell him well done, mate. That's the icing on the cake, pal.
This was found in the bin at the suspect's address, so just want to try and reconstruct it.
It was just a message.
Judging bits that are on here, it's the same as the actual ransom note.
You won't believe what we found in the downstairs kitchen bin. A copy of the demand letter. A copy of the demand letter ripped up. So he clearly printed off another copy of it.
Come on. Just want to say I love you. I'm sorry there's been any embarrassment towards
So I'm going to go around the room now to get updates.
Evidentially, we're in a good place with what we found at the house. Gareth Suffling is probably not happy as a policeman because there's some paperwork there relating to private investigations and how he would set himself up as a private investigator sort of equipment he would need, camera, surveillance equipment, binoculars, that sort of thing.
His wife, every indication is she doesn't know, she's not involved in this. Let's just bottom her out completely, so as we're sure. And on the financial bit as well, they've been on a payment plan.
There is a ripped-up letter from Barclays in an envelope which we found, which does talk about a loan of £6,000, and he owes £1,500 still.
So this is CCTV and the angles it shows. That's our suspect. It's clearly him. He's quite distinctive. He's bald. He's got a pointy beard. It leaves little doubt that it's him.
He's been so sort of woefully unaware of anti-surveillance techniques.
I think he thought, this guy will pay £1,000, he'll want rid of this, he won't want his missus to know, etc, etc. And I just think he just got a bit arrogant about it.
The fact is that Gareth was a very dedicated, competent detective. And for him to think that he could get away with it, I just don't understand. The schoolboy errors that he seems to have made just make me wonder what his frame of mind was at the time. Why was he so desperate to do what he did?
This interview is being recorded and may be given in evidence of your case before to trial. Obviously, we need to go through the whole procedure, Gareth.
Of course.
And how are you feeling right now before we start things?
Absolutely fine, thank you.
Can you tell us in as much detail as possible what involvement you had in this blackmail?
No comment.
Is prostitution something that you have worked on and investigated?
No comment.
And what are your feelings in relation to prostitution?
No comment.
I mean, have you ever used the services of a prostitute yourself?
No comment.
I mean, me looking at the investigation, I wondered, did you have a gambling problem? Is that what the issue is?
No comment.
Do you have a drugs problem? Is that what the issue is?
No comment.
No, is there a financial issue that your wife's involved in? Are you trying to protect your family?
No comment.
Is there any reason that this has happened because you've been put pressure on by anybody else?
No comment.
I can see that's making you quite upset.
No comment.
When you deal with serious criminals, your colleagues deal with serious criminals, there are chances to make money in all sorts of organisations. If there is a threat of harm to you or your family, we can't protect them and look after you if we don't know.
No comment.
As you know, it'll all come out in the wash, Gareth. It will all come out. Is there anything that you want to add or clarify to the interview?
No comment. I'm sorry, no.
The time by my watch is now 15:44 hours, and this interview is concluded.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Just an update about the interview. It's basically been a no-comment interview. He was going on legal advice. In my honest opinion, I think he wanted to talk.
Yeah. We are going to bail. Whilst we've probably, we've got a good case to charge, I think there's still enough outstanding inquiries. Yeah, and I'm very aware that we could put ourselves under an awful lot of pressure, and I want to get it right. I've got to say, it's been pretty intense.
Got to the position where bail is appropriate.
With the custody clock running out, Suffling is allowed home on bail.
You'll be coming back to this police station at 11 o'clock in the afternoon.
He's suspended from police duties whilst the detectives continue to investigate.
Are you going to be walking Gareth out to the front? Yeah, no worries. See you later. Bye-bye.
It's a bit of a puzzle as to why somebody would risk their income, their pension, their whole life, their family, for the sake of £1,000.
At the Major Crime Unit, Sergeant Mark Devine receives an email from Suffling's lawyer.
Hello, mate.
A bit of a shock last night. The Gareth Suffling confession letter.
For someone to send a confession letter in, especially after they've been interviewed by the police, is really, really unusual. But hopefully it can tell us the true motivation behind why that crime was committed.
Right, are we all good to go?
Yeah.
My name's Gareth Suffling. I'm a detective in CID and my warrant number is 6256, but please just call me Gareth, okay? It's 2:56, so just come up to 3 o'clock and it's Saturday the 5th of September.
My first impressions of Gareth is that he was a very diligent and very competent detective. He didn't like injustice. He didn't like seeing the smaller people in life being taken advantage of.
It seemed like a little bit of a shock, if I'm honest, when I arrested you at the front counter for blackmail. It's a serious matter to be arrested for.
He was really good at what he chose to do because he had the knowledge and he had the leadership. He could have gone as high as he wanted, really. So I don't know why he's done what he's done. If he'd come to me and said, I've got these problems, without a doubt I would have done what I could to help him. If I have the opportunity to talk to him, I think I only have one question, and it's why? That's it.
I wish to make it clear that I acted alone in this crime and that I categorically did not intend to make any personal financial gain.
Gareth Suffling's confession letter sets out what he claims led him to launch his blackmail attempt.
With the state of mind I was then in, I decided that I should try and help a vulnerable prostitute through a drug rehabilitation program to improve their life. I then used my mobile phone to make a search on drug rehabilitation and decided to progress with the blackmail, asking for £1,000. I did not target the victim, he was just a random person. I accept that I have seriously let down my family, my friends, my colleagues and Bedfordshire Police and have caused great distress to the victim. I am sorry for what I have done. Gareth John Suffling, the 3rd of April 2017. The bare bones of the offence is there, I just don't agree with his reasons around it. That's not what he's doing at all. He's saying that he's only done it and looked at the prostitutes because he feels sorry for them and he wants to help them.
That's the bit I don't get. If a drug rehabilitation programme is £1,000 is the minimum for a week, what's he going to do? Stick a single prostitute in a drug rehabilitation thing for a week?
Yeah.
It's never going to resolve the issue, is it? In fairness to him, if he has done those searches, then rightly so, we should try and find them, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Officers in a specialist intelligence unit analyse data downloaded from Gareth Suffling's phone.
Right. To refer back to his confession, where he's saying then he's researching for drug rehabilitation. If I go into this web history now, I'm finding no searches ever been made for drugs or rehabilitation. But what we do find is that he's made a few other interesting searches in there. On the 16th of the 2nd, he makes a web search, a Google search for crime to make easy money. And he gets some results from that. And one of those websites is How to Make Crime Pay. Another website is 5 people who turned petty crime into huge fortunes. And another one is 5 best high-paying illegal jobs.
Ridiculous.
He's also searching for things like porn video sites as well. So he's watching porn as well. And you know, he's using quite explicit search terms. One of the main things that he's doing is going to
Adultwork.com. And adultwork.com is where our...
And that's where Kerry advertises, So
advertises services.
Yeah, so we can see he's very familiar with that website, uses it a lot. He's made contact with 4 or 5 different massage services asking for whether what their services are. 15th of December, he sent a text saying, "Hi there, are you available for 30-minute massage? Good morning, are you available for a 10-minute appointment this morning around 11:30? He claims to be doing it to help these escorts by getting money and help them through the drug rehabilitation. There's no evidence on that phone that he's actually interested in that at all, and actually shows that he uses these sites for his own personal pleasure as well. He's equivalent of the guy he was trying to blackmail.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Come through this way, Sam.
The blackmail victim returns to Luton Police Station for an update on the investigation.
This isn't... The reality is there is no easy way of telling you this, but the person who's done this to you is a police officer and is a serving police officer.
Oh, right, okay.
Which we obviously needed to share with you before he's charged.
I would like to apologise from honest policemen that you've fallen to a dishonest policeman, because that to me is disgraceful, you know. It made me so angry when we found out that night. It gave me pleasure to I arrested him, and it gave me pleasure because, you know, to me that's everything we believe in is just, you know, trodden into the dirt, really.
Hiya.
Police bail.
OK, let them know you're here.
Following his confession, the Crown Prosecution Service decides that Detective Constable Gareth Suffling will be prosecuted.
It's very hard when you're dealing with a colleague. He's made a choice, so it's going to be hard for him and his family, though. OK, Gareth? If you just stand there, then the custody sergeant will do what he needs to do.
Hello, sir. I can see you shaking. How are you feeling right now? Sorry?
I'm okay, I'm fine.
Can you hear me, Gareth?
Yes,
That's lovely, OK. You're charged with the following offences shown below. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence. You do not mention now something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Between the 15th of March 2017 and the 25th of March 2017 at Luton in the county of Bedfordshire, made an unwarranted demand of money from Mr X with menaces, contrary to section 21(1 of the Theft Act 1968. The second charge, while acting as a public officer, namely a police constable, misconducted yourself in a way which amounted to an abuse of the public's trust in the office holder, contrary to common law.
I'll just get you a copy of those forms now, buddy, OK?
There's no place for corrupt police officers in the police force. They need to be driven out. Policing's hard enough in today's society. I'm just grateful for the fact that somebody who shouldn't have been a police officer has been brought to justice.
Just want to mention a couple of things that happened recently. Firstly, DC Gareth Suffling, who's admitted at court to being involved in a blackmail. We have to show the highest levels of integrity, of honesty. And it's absolutely abhorrent and unacceptable that these things happen.
Hi David, it's Jerry Waite calling from outside the court. The final sentence was 18 months, of which he'll do obviously 9, and the judge made it very clear you'll serve 9 months and then you'll be out on licence.
Simon, did you hear about Gareth Suffling? The sentence? 18 months?
Ridiculous. Way too lenient. 18 months is nothing.
Dickhead.
I would imagine for a police officer, going to prison will be hell on earth.
A detective from Bedfordshire has been jailed for trying to blackmail a prostitute's customer in Luton.
At St Albans Crown Court, Suffling claimed the money was going to help rehabilitate a prostitute, but the court heard he had a history of financial problems, and his explanation was dismissed.
I think the overwhelming feeling for all of us is how let down we all feel by what he did. I suppose now I just see him as a bent copper. You know, he's just now another criminal.
Because of the very nature of this particular incident, we felt within Bedfordshire Police that the sentence was most certainly unduly lenient. So we took the very difficult decision to appeal that sentence on that basis. I have nothing against DC Suffling, but we have a higher standard to display. There is no brushing under the carpet of what happened. There is no protection of police officers who commit crime. We cannot police our communities without the consent and support of those communities. And that's why transparency, warts and all, is so important to policing, not only in Bedfordshire, but across the country.
And the brand new series of 24 Hours in Police Custody continues at the same time next week, Monday at 9 and tomorrow night at 10. How did Harvey Weinstein keep his accusers quiet for decades? Hearing testimony from those who worked with him in working with Weinstein.